Okay, so from the Hope Positive video you watched, who from that video is capable of giving HIV to someone else?
All of them.
Right, pretty much everyone that we saw that had HIV can give it to someone else, correct? Because once you have HIV, you are capable of giving it to someone else. So I have a special prize for someone who can do a special task for me, this great cell phone. Is there anybody willing to try to do a task for me to win this great prize? Anyone? It's a good cell phone. It works. Okay. Thank you for volunteering. All right. Well, you got to do the task first. All right. So I need you to take this cup of water and take all the color out for me. Believe the water.
Impossible. I can't do it.
You can't do it? You sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't do it.
All right. Obviously, it's impossible, right? Thank you so much for your help. You don't get the phone.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, it's impossible, right? You can't do that. In the same way, there would be a great prize for someone who would be able to take the HIV virus out of an infected person. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened. So once you have HIV, you have it for the rest of your life, okay? So that brings us to our key concepts. Okay. Once a person is infected, at no time is the person free from the potential of infecting someone else. So if you have HIV, you can always give it to someone else. All right, so let's all repeat this together. Ready, go. Once a person is infected, at no time is the person free from the potential of infecting someone else. Very good. Thank you. In addition, it is impossible to know if someone has HIV from looking at them. If you all remember the cup exercise we did earlier with the water and the vinegar, right? You had the water, and once you added the vinegar, what happened? It stayed the same color. So you had no idea, okay? You cannot tell by looking at a person if they have HIV, all right? But that doesn't mean you should avoid people with HIV, okay? They're still people just like us. They need love and they need attention, all right? Do you remember the first two volunteers up here with the 2 cups of water, right? As long as their cup of water did not get into the other person's cup of water, they were safe. Same thing, as long as your fluids, the blood and sexual fluids, do not enter somebody else's body, you will be safe. So there are plenty of activities you can do with an HIV-infected person, right? You can play soccer. Should I stop? Yeah. Okay. Oh, what? Is that a South African thing? It's like a chopper, but it's a copper. In my purse. On the couch. In addition, it is impossible to tell if someone has HIV. If you remember our cup sample earlier, we had the water, and when you added the vinegar, you couldn't tell the difference. It was still clear. Same way, you can't tell if someone has HIV, so you should always exercise precaution. Now, you don't need to fear people with HIV. I don't like that. I don't know. Sorry. Okay. That doesn't mean that you need to be afraid of people with HIV. Remember the first volunteers with the 2 cups of water? They could still do plenty of things together as long as their cups didn't mix. So as long as your fluids, blood and sexual fluids, do not get into someone else, there is nothing to fear. Sorry, totally threw me off. I know, like, I'm out of character. No. Remember the first 2 volunteers that had the 2 cups of water? As long as your fluids, your sexual fluids and blood fluids, do not get into someone else, there is nothing to fear. People with HIV and AIDS need love and attention, like all of us. There are still plenty of activities you can do together. You can eat together, you can hug each other, you can talk together, okay? You can hold hands, you can even sleep in the same room, share a towel, and share a comb. This brings us to our next key concept. If you take precautions to avoid others' blood and sexual fluids, there is no need to fear persons with AIDS. Okay, so let's say this together. If you take precautions to avoid others' blood and sexual fluids, there is no need to fear persons with AIDS. Very good. Thank you. Now, that being said, please remember that the fluids from HIV-infected people is still very dangerous. So we need to be very cautious when working with these. So blood, pus, when you get a wound and the stuff that leaks out, okay, feces, vomit, all has to be treated very carefully. If that stuff gets on your counters, in your home, on the floor, anywhere, make sure that the caregiver cleaning up uses heavy gloves, all right, while they clean up. Also, it's important to use a solution of some type to make sure that the area gets very clean. The best solution would be 1 part of bleach or detergent to 10 parts of water, and then get in there and scrub it up really well to make sure that you get it all. Also, any skin areas that you have that might come in contact with the fluid, make sure to wash with soap and water very well to make sure that your skin is clean, okay? It is very important to keep away from blood and sexual fluids from HIV-infected people. As long as that can be done, there's no need to worry about becoming infected with the HIV virus.